I'm what? You're unlawful. What? You're unlawful, Jack Smith. I'm going to show you the court documents that prove it. You could get fired. So these are good times, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go through these legal. There's a lot of legal documents here on this Jack Smith case because he's been up to some trash, and we're going to call him out on it. And this is all using documents submitted to the Supreme Court and a few Twitter posts. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. This is where all the happy patriots are as we eviscerate and skewer crooked ripoff Jack Smith, who has no right doing what he'll do. We're going to end on that, so hold tight. Here's Julie Kelly's Twitter feed. New Jack Smith files response to Trump's reply to Department of Justice petition for SCOTUS to expedite consideration of presidential immunity matter. Smith is getting closer to admitting Biden regime wants this trial over and done before Election Day. This is what Jack Smith is trying to avoid admitting, that this is all just political and purely for timing. That's their interest. The day after Trump gets elected, they have no interest in this stuff because Trump can just get it all dismissed. So they're going to have to stop their pursuit of him. They got to act quick. First, here's in the Supreme Court of the United States of America versus Donald Trump, on petition for a writ of certiorari before judgment to the United States Court of Appeals, the District of Columbia Circuit. Trump is trying to get this pushed back down to the appeals court in DC. And then Jack Smith is trying to remove all that and push it up to the Supreme Court to legitimize his claim that Trump does not have immunity. So here's the district court has set March 4th, 2024 trial date. Respondents' interlocutory appeal has resulted in a stay of any proceedings that would move this case towards trial. And while the Court of Appeals has expedited briefing and argument on respondents' interlocutory appeal, this time of its final decision is uncertain. Only a grant of certiorari before judgment, a procedure followed in United States versus Nixon, 1974, and comparably consequential cases will assure that the court can hear and resolve the case promptly and in any event in its current term. So they're going back to the Nixon case to try and say they sped that thing up in 74. And then back to Julie Kelly again. Some disputed my earlier reporting that due to immunity appeal, all pre-trial proceedings were on hold. Jack Smith has admitted as much. So this goes to Chutkan being on hold. But here's Jack Smith admitting it. In short, the case is now on hold. So this is all on hold until the Supreme Court weighs in. The Supreme Court might wait till June to weigh in. And then all of these cases are screwed. Here's Julie Kelly talking about Jack Smith. Truly outrageous for a largely failed former prosecutor with zero accountability, overturned by Supreme Court in a key political prosecution, argues Trump should be denied normal due process rights so Smith can try to win another rigged case for Democrats. Wow, what's that about? Let's read this. Let's read the court document. Respondent suggests that a decision by the Court of Appeals would be of benefit to this court. In the ordinary course, allowing the Court of Appeals time to provide its analysis before the court grants review would aid the decision process. So the Supreme Court usually gets its decision from the appellate court coming up. The appeals court coming up. And they use that to weigh in their decision. And Jack Smith's trying to jump that. But when the justification for immediate review exists, the court has not hesitated to grant certiorari before judgment, even in cases of great complexity and great consequence. That's Jack Smith admitting that this case is of great consequence and that they're treating him different than any other person, which they swore they wouldn't. They said, no, hey, justice is blind. You break the law. We're going to go through the normal court procedure other than this one that we're going to speed up because we want to jack up your election. And then here's Attorney General Andrew Bailey breaking. We have filed a brief in the United States Supreme Court to halt Jack Smith's move to circumvent the appeals process in his prosecution of President Trump. Why? The Department of Justice's attempt to accelerate the prosecution is blatantly partisan, and the Supreme Court must reject it. This is Ed Meese submitted a document to the Supreme Court questioning Jack Smith's entire appointment. He shouldn't even have that job, while noting other special counsels have been U.S. attorneys. Meese's amici curiae petition, meaning doesn't side with either party, underscores how Smith's appointment is unlawful. This is by a neutral person, argues this. This is the big end, guys. What federal statutes and the Constitution do not allow, however, is for the Attorney General to appoint a private citizen who has never been confirmed by the Senate as a substitute United States attorney under the title Special Counsel. That's Jack Smith. That is what happened on November 18th in 2022. That appointment was unlawful, as are all the legal actions that have flowed from it, including Citizen Smith's current attempt to obtain a ruling from this court. Jack Smith, you're going down. I hope they can you, and I hope they remove all of the decisions you've made since your crooked illegal appointment in 2022. Give us a subscribe just to make all of this a lot more fun. I'm Doug in Exile.